All right, welcome to this training section that's gonna be walking you through how to actually cancel appointments. So now that you've learned how to be able to book appointments, how to manage availability, learning how to cancel appointments is also going to be very important. There's quite a few ways that you can do it inside of the platform. So we're gonna go and walk you through that right now. The first method is gonna be canceling using the contact page. So let me go and walk you through this, right? So what you do is you go over to the contacts, you select which contact that you're actually gonna go ahead and manage. So let's just say in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and manage Elon Musk's contact, and then we're gonna go over to appointments here on the right side, right? So we go appointments right there. It's going to show me all of the appointments that I have booked with Elon Musk. Now, what I can do is I can just go ahead and click on delete, and you'll see that it's going to say, hey, are you sure that you want to cancel this appointment? I can go ahead and click on OK. Or I could also go ahead and hit this pencil icon. And then from there, I could also go ahead and go to status. And wherever status is right here, I could go ahead and change the status to cancel it as well. And then I could hit save appointment, right? So if I do that, you'll see in just a second what it is going to do. It is going to go ahead and actually cancel this appointment that was located on February 24th. And then what you're going to notice is that that also deletes it on the Google Calendar side as well. Let's go ahead and do one more so I can show you this. So you'll see on here right now, I'm supposed to be in a meeting with LeBron James. Okay. So if I go over here to LeBron James, I then go over here to appointments inside of his actual contact page. Right over here, instead of doing the pencil icon way, I'm actually going to do the delete way. So if I go ahead and click on that, are you sure you want to cancel this appointment? I go ahead and click OK. It's going to go ahead and cancel that appointment. And you'll see, boom, just like that, it disappeared over from Google Calendar as well. Okay. Now, typically if you delete it, that's one way you can do it. But if you delete it, it literally just like deletes it from the entire system. So sometimes you can decide, hey, you know what? The best practice might be to actually go in and change the status. But again, it doesn't make that big of a difference. If there's ever any changes to that, we're going to go ahead and update that inside of the community, and other community members will be able to go ahead and, vouch for, what the difference between these two is. But for us, we've never really seen the difference. But again, in the community will be the best way to look at that. Okay. So method number one, canceling using the contact page. We've gone ahead and finished that. Next up, we're going to talk about canceling using conversations. So let's go over here into conversations tab. Let's see, we have an appointment with Dwayne Johnson. So let me go ahead and find Dwayne Johnson right over here. Now here, what we can do is we can actually cancel appointments by using the calendar button here under the conversations tab. So all we can do is we go over here to appointments. And then right over here, you'll see that we have the appointment. If I click on the actual appointment, it'll allow me to go ahead and change the status. And I can go ahead and change that status to canceled. And then I can go ahead and hit save appointment. And you'll see right over here, if you give it a second, let me make sure, boom, just like that, you'll see it disappeared because it now has been canceled. It does also go ahead and show us that it is canceled here. And then in the actual feed for the contact as well, it shows us that it is canceled over there as well. Okay, so that is going to be the second way that you can actually cancel appointments without having to actually go into the actual contact page. Finally, you are going to see that you can also cancel via the calendar tab. So let me show you what that looks like if I go over to calendars. So that's going to be the calendar tab there. It does show us all of our appointments. And the really cool thing about the calendar tab is that it also does show us all of the appointments that we've canceled. So check this out, that Elon Musk appointment that we canceled, that LeBron James appointment, that Dwayne Johnson appointment, that does show us all the appointments that were canceled there. Now, if I wanted to ever bring them back, I could always go ahead and hit edit. And then actually, I don't even have to hit edit there. I could actually change the status from what I saw. Give it a second right here. Let me see. Right here, when I had and clicked it, it did allow me to see the status right here. So I don't even have to hit edit over here. I could just probably go in. Let me see if I hit confirmed. Does that change it? That'd be really cool if it does. Does it bring it back to life? Elon Musk there. Oh, check that out. It brought it back to life. That is pretty cool. Okay. So it does allow you to bring it back to life as well. But you can also, let's say, for example, this David John appointment, I wanted to go ahead and cancel it. Right here in the calendars tab, I go to status. I go ahead and do, it's not going to allow me to change it to canceled here. It only allows me to confirm it unconfirmed. So I got to go ahead and hit the pencil icon. And then once I hit the pencil icon, I go to status here, canceled here, save appointment here. And then just like that, it is going to go ahead and cancel that appointment. It's going to show me that it is crossed out once that goes ahead and loads. And it is also going to go ahead and delete that appointment that was located right over here inside of Google Calendar also. How cool is that? Very, very cool, right? And so this is going to be kind of the main methods of being able to go ahead and cancel appointments inside of the business platform. Now, in terms of making appointments and making changes to your appointments via Google Calendar. Now, technically, could you also come in here and say, cool, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it right here, right? Yes, you could do that as well. However, we would recommend, and I said this in a previous training, we're going to go ahead and make it very clear. We would recommend not deleting client appointments and not deleting booking calendar appointments from Google Calendar. We would recommend that you always use the methods that we've gone ahead and talked about. In this case, let me see, I have to reload this very quickly because it looks like it was taking a little bit longer to load, is that we would recommend that you do not mess around with these booking calendar appointments from Google Calendar, that you actually go ahead and do them via the methods that we've talked about, the conversations tab, the calendars tab, the contact page. That is going to allow all of the notifications, all of the emails to be much more synchronized, so that way you're not messing around with it there, okay? So as a general rule, Google Calendar is going to be for personal appointments and time blocking, right? So things like gym, lunch, I got to do this. This is a test that we had created. I'm going to go ahead and change that, right? All of those you do from Google Calendar. And then scheduler appointment management, booking, rescheduling, canceling, all of that, that is going to happen inside of ClientKit. Does that make sense? Very important when we were talking about the system and the strategy that we're walking you through. And so you want to make sure, hey, please, this is an action step, okay? I can't believe how much, like, part of being an educator, part of being, this side of the training here is like, some of it is just begging. It's like, come on, please, you're a student. Please make sure that you go through and test it. Don't just be like, yeah, okay, cool. I watched the video. I saw what he did and that's it. Because guess what? It might look different on your side and you're not going to know if it looks different until you actually get into doing it. And guess what? You don't want to wait until it's actually important. And then all of a sudden everything's on the line and then it's not working the way that you want it to work, right? Maybe your integrations aren't working the way that we've shown inside of this training. And so what you want to do is book a couple of appointments with yourself, make sure that they show up on Google Calendar, and then test each of the 3 different ways that we've talked about. Try the conversations tab, try the calendars tab, try the contact page. Go out there and test it with yourself to make sure that you're canceling appointments. Make sure you get those reps in. And then make sure that you understand, like, hey, this is how it all works, okay? Because ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot that you can do with these tools. There's a lot that is capable. But that's the reason why we're not doing this whole Frankenstein duct tape monster thingamajig, right? We're walking you through a very simple, elegant system and strategy, so that way it all comes together. So this has been this training section on canceling appointments. We will catch you on the next training section.